What would you do if you knew a child was being abused? Would you tell the authorities, or would you be too afraid and keep it to yourself? If you've ever read the book A Child Called It, you are familiar with David Pelzer and his story of child abuse. One of the best examples that I can think of in the book is when his mother has him eat his little brother's diaper that contained his little brother's feces in it. I too was abused as a child. However, my mom looked like an angel compared to David's mom. A couple examples of my mom's child abuse is as followed. When I was little, she once threw a steak fork in my arm because I passed the TV. Another example is, I accidentally touched her leg while she was watching TV, so she got mad, threw me off the couch, put me under the recliner, and kicked me redundantly. There are very other types of stories of other children who are abused too. Please know that every child's abuse stories are different. I would also like to caution you that I'm going to tell you my story of my sexual abuse. My goal is for you to learn how to be aware of child abuse and know the signs of child abuse, so you are able to help or even save a child's life. I'm going to start off by telling you the signs of physical abuse, so you will have a better understanding. Knowing the signs of physical abuse can be hard at first. It can be hard to differentiate physical abuse or if they just simply got hurt by accident. I'm going to go through a list of different types of physical abuse. The signs of physical abuse are as followed: unexplained burns, bites, broken bones, or black eyes. Has fading bruises or other marks noticeable after an absence from school. Seems frightened when their parents come and protests or cries when it is time for them to go home. Shrinks at the approach of an adult. Reports injury by a parent or another adult. I would like you to think about this for a moment. Thank you. When talking to a parent about the bruises, they may tell you one of the following. Offers conflicting, unconvincing, or no explanation of the child's injury. Describes the child as evil or some other negative way. Uses harsh physical discipline with the child. Has a history of yelling at their children. A wonderful website to check out is www.childwelfare.org. Again, the website is www.childwelfare.org. It has the complete list of different kinds of child abuse and how to help the child. Now, I would like to talk to you about sexual abuse and how to notice if children may be sexually abused. The signs of sexual abuse are waking up during the night, sweating, screaming, or shaking with nightmares. Masturbating excessively. Showing unusual, aggressive behavior to family members, friends, toys, or pets. Complaining of pain while urinating or having a bowel movement, or exhibiting symptoms of genital infections such as offensive odors or symptoms of sexually transmitted diseases. Having symptoms indicating evidence of physical traumas in the genital or anal area. The child may even begin wetting the bed. The child may also experience loss of appetite or unexplained reasons for gagging. Showing unusual fear of a certain place or location. Developing frequent unexplained health problems. Engaging in persistent sexual play with friends, toys, or pets. Having unexplained periods of panic. This is most likely due to the flashback of the sexual abuse. Regressive behaviors to young children, indicating sophisticated sexual behaviors, indicating a sudden reluctance to be alone with a certain person, engaging in self-mutilation, such as sticking themselves with pins or cutting themselves. Unfortunately, they may even withdraw from previous enjoyable activities, like school, or even have a performance change academically. Asking unusual amount of questions about human sexuality. This is where I'm going to tell you my story of sexual abuse. I was sexually abused by my neighbor. This is most likely due to the fact that my mom would keep me outside unattended for long amounts of times, up to 2 to 3 hours. So my neighbor had the perfect opportunity to molest me. One of the signs that I exhibited was, I would not eat. I would throw my food behind the dresser. Just remember that every child's sexual abuse signs are going to be different. They may exhibit one or even all of the signs. Today, at least 2 out of every 10 girls are sexually abused, and 1 out of every 10 boys are victims of a sexual abuser. How can you help with child abuse? First and foremost, make sure the child knows they are loved. Another important thing to do is suggest to the parents and or guardian to have the child put into therapy. For more information about helping children who are sexually abused, please visit www.childmolestationprevention.org. Again, the website is www.childmolestationprevention.org. Finally, I would like to tell you the steps to take if you know or think a child is being abused. Please, please, please do not be afraid to do this. Remember, you are helping the child. Washington residents, an important number to keep on hand is 1866 and harm. The numeric numbers are 1-866-363-7256. This is the Washington State number to report child abuse 24/7. Make sure you're not afraid to call CPS, otherwise known as Child Protective Services. Know that you're helping a child. If the abuse is super extreme, you're even saving the child's life. When reporting child abuse, please know the following: the name, address, and age of the child, the name and address of the child's parents, guardians, or other persons having custody of the child, the nature and extent of the abuse or neglect, any other information which may be helpful in establishing the cause of the child's abuse or neglect, and identify the perpetrator. If you would like, you can ask them to do a follow-up with you when they have reviewed the case and know what is going to happen with the child. Please note, it is important to give CPS your name. You are protecting yourself and, most importantly, the child. Today, I've given you lots of information on the different kinds of child abuse and what to do if you suspect a child abuse, if a child is being abused. The 2 types of child abuse that I went over today are physical abuse and sexual abuse. Then, I proceeded to tell you how to contact the authorities if you know or suspect a child is being abused. Please note that Washington State CPS is different from state to state CPS overall. So, what to do is Google CPS, then the state name. Thank you. And please remember, you can save a child's life.